Good day everyone, you're all welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to cut a perfect male school uniform shirt. And trust you're going to find this tutorial very helpful. Just pay full attention as we go. Thank you. So here is my fabric which I'm going to use. Now the first thing I'm going to do right here is to draw an horizontal line on the edge here. So it is on this line that I will input my shoulder line and of course my neckline. So after that, the next thing is to draw the full length of this shirt. And you can see, as you can see me, you see I place my measuring tape on this line. So I'm going to mark the full length. The full length is 22 inches, but I'm going to add extra 1 inch to it. Here is 22 inches. Then I'm going to add 1 inch as my hem allowance. Can you see? So I'm going to connect this horizontally. I connect. Sorry, lest I forget, I'll be working with the front piece for this shirt. So I've connected the lines horizontally. So the next thing I'm going to do right here is to measure my button seat allowance. And from the center point, this is the center point. So I'll be measuring 2.5 inches inwards. So I mark. So I take it down. I also mark 2.5 inches. So I will also extend it to the edge here. I mark 2.5 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines downwards. So I connect downwards like this. Can you see? So like I said, this is my button seat. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to quickly go to my zero line here and I mark 2 inches downwards. So I will also connect this line horizontally. I mark a straight line here also. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to impute my shoulder line. And the shoulder for this is 15 inches. So divided by 2 gives me 7.5 inches. So I'm going to place it on this line. Can you see? So I will mark 7.5 inches here. I hope you can see. Is from this line here, not from this edge here. Is from this line here to this line. So 7.5 inches. So from here, I'm going to connect this line to meet this. So which means I'm going to mark here also. I will mark 7.5 inches just to connect this. So this line is my shoulder slope, while this line is my neckline and the shoulder line. So what I'm going to do right now is to determine the armhole length. So the armhole length is, I will be using, that is the bust divided by 6 plus 2 inches because it's a male. Now I have the bust for this shirt to be 30. 30 divided by 6 gives me 5 inches. 5 inches plus 2 gives me 7. So from this point here, from this shoulder slope line, I will be marking 7 inches downwards. So I'm going to connect this. 7 inches. Now to achieve a straight line, it's better I also mark from here 7 inches downward so that I can have a perfect line. So I have it here. So I'm good to go. I'm good to connect so that I can achieve a straight line. Can you see? So right now, this line becomes my armhole line, and this line is my chest line. So it is on this line I'm going to mark my bust circumference. So like I said, the bust circumference is 30 inches divided by 4 in this case. Now it gives me 7.5. So I'm going to mark 7.5 here. Can you see? So plus 2 inches for my seam allowance. So I have it here. So I'm going to connect this to this. This is that, I mean, the armhole length. I'm going to connect from the shoulder slope down to the chest line. So right now I'm going to look for the midpoint between this and this, which is going to be my waist line. So I have, although in this case I don't, because it's not a fitted one, so I may not even need the waist line, but let me just put it. So I have here, including the hem allowance, I have it 14 inches from the chest line to the down part, 14 inches. So half of it, that's 7. So this becomes my waistline. So I'm going to mark a line right there. So I don't really need it. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to mark the down part here. What I have here, I have from this line here to this line, I have 9.5 inches. So I'm going to transfer it to here, 9.5 inches. So I'm going to connect this line to meet this. If it is a fitted one, that is when I actually need my waist line. But since it's not a fitted one, I just decided I don't need it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create my armhole curve. So what I'm going to do right here is just to go up from this part, from this point here, I'm going to go up by 2.5 inches. So I have it here. So from here, I can now make my curve. So I will advise you, if you are a beginner, to use your French curve. So here is my armhole line. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go to my neckline. So from here, can you see, from this place, I'm going to mark 2.5 inches as my neckline width. The neck width. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, this is the depth. I use 2 inches for the depth. So I will just come here and mark 2.5. Also here. Here to here, 2.5 inches for the neckline. I extend it also to this place. I transfer it also to this so that I can achieve that square shape. Or, yes, square shape. So I'm going to connect. So the next thing is just to create my curve. My neck curve. Neckline curve right here. Can you see? So the next thing is to connect this shoulder slope to this point here. So here is my shoulder slope. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut. So I don't need any shape at the base here since it's not a fitted shirt, it's school uniform. So the next thing is just to cut it out. So I will start by cutting. I can start from the base here. I cut it here, then I trace it to the upper part here, then the armhole curve line. Then from here I cut, I trace this line. Then from here I cut, then I cut here. Okay, so that is just what I'm going to do right now. I believe you have found this too. I hope you have gained a lot at this juncture. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So let's continue. So I'll just go ahead and cut. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut the armhole for this shirt. So, and in cutting the armhole, I will also make sure that the other time I used the vertical line. I should be mindful of this. So I'm going to start right now. So I'm going to fold it again just because this fabric is not enough. Even if not, I would have folded it twice. But I'm going to fold it this way, all the same. So I'm going to measure right now. So for the cap height, I'm going to come down by 3 inches or 3.5. Let me come down by 3.5 inches. So right now, I'm going to make a diagonal line across from here to this end here. So now for the length of this sleeve, the length is 9 inches. I have 9 inches right here. I connect horizontally. So after this, I'm going to mark the hemline. So for the hemline, I will be using 2 inches. Hem allowance rather, 2 inches. I will also extend it to this place. I mark 2 inches right here. So the next thing is for me to connect. So right now I'm going to mark the round sleeve, that is the circumference of the sleeve. So, and I have 13 inches divided by 2 gives me 6.5 plus half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. I have it here. So right now I'm going to connect this to this. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is just to make a curve for the cap. Curve for the cap. So I have it done. So here I'm going to mark at the base here where it stops. I'm going to mark 5 inches, 0.5, sorry, 0.5 outward. So I'm going to connect it to here. So I will start my cutting right from here, but I will first remove the excess at the base. So let me quickly remove the excess which I have at the base right here. So I can now cut from this point. So I'm going to cut right now, tracing the line. So my sleeve is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to take just 2 pieces like this. Sorry. So I'm going to open it like this. Let me assume this is the right side. So I'm going to place right side to right side. So then I can now cut this off, which is going to serve as the front armhole cap. So this is my front armhole cap, while this is for the back. So by the time I refold it again, this is what I will have. You can see space in between. So I believe you have found this tutorial very helpful, because you can see I took it step by step. Now in this tutorial, I won't cut the collar, the shirt collar. But if you are interested in how to cut a perfect shirt collar, I'm going to put a link, because I've released a new video concerning regarding how to cut a perfect shirt collar. So just click on that link. Then you are into the tutorial. You get the tutorial properly. So thanks for taking your time, to watch this video. So if you have any comment, please kindly drop your comment in the comment section. And if you have any question regarding this tutorial, please feel free to drop your question in the comment section. So don't forget to subscribe. If this is your first time you watch my video, this channel is a channel where you can learn 2 different things. You learn how to crochet different kinds of wares, and at the same time how to cut and sew. Thank you very much. So till I come your way again, bye for now. Now as you can see right here, I've cut it out. So the next thing for me is to cut the front, the back piece, sorry. So let me quickly trim this so that I will have a straight side on this side. So I'm going to fold it now into two. So what I have here, let me quickly check. I have approximately 10 inches, so that's what I'm going to mark so that I will manage this fabric for me to manage it. So I think it's okay like this. So let me reduce it a bit. So it's okay like this. So I'm going to place the front piece on it like this. So as you can see right here, I've reduced the back, the wideness of the back by 0.5 inches. 0.5 inches, as you can see it here. So the next thing right now is to mark the lines which I have on this front piece on the back fabric. So the first one is here. So I'm going to mark. I mark this line like this. So the next one is here. I will also mark. Then I mark the base here. So what I'm going to do right here, so I will also mark this point here. So from this point here, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines together. So I take it back. So the next thing I'm going to do is to impute my shoulder line, and I have a 7.5. So from here, this is the back piece. Let me draw it very close so that you can see it clearly. This is the back piece. So from that back piece, I'm going to mark 7.5. That is the shoulder line. So I have it here. Can you see? 7.5. So I'm going to mark it. Okay. So I'm going to connect with this breaking line. I connect it to create my armhole. So I'm going to connect it straight to this line. So from here, I can now create my armhole. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut it out, tracing the line which I've marked, or I will cut it out like that. Here is the mark. I cut it straight. So I'm going to cut this off too. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut the facing for the back piece. And once I make it vertical, I use vertical stripe. So the back piece, I mean for the back, the facing is going to be horizontal. So I'm going to fold it like this. So I'm going to mark 3.5 inches here. And before I do that, I will quickly mark 7.5 inches here. So from here, in order not to waste it, let me just reduce the fabric so that I don't waste it. It's okay. So it's okay like this. So I'm going to mark 3.5 inches upward from the base here. So here I mark 5.5 inches right here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark 2.5 inches, the width of my neckline. Now the depth 2 inches. I'm going to mark. So the next thing I'm going to do right here, I will connect this line to this, then here like this, then I mark and create my shoulder, my neckline curve. Two inches for the depth. So here is my shoulder slope. Then I'm going to cut right now. So I will advise you that when you are cutting, you use your pin to hold it down so that you don't have this what I'm passing through right now. So here becomes the facing. Can you see? So I'm going to cut one of these because it has to be two. So I will use this to cut another one, making it two. So I'm going to place this on a new fabric and cut it out. But I'll make sure it's horizontal. The stripes is horizontal. So we take note of that. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut the sleeve.